Let's go. We're back in a big spot. Players, coaches, fans young and old from across the globe, welcome to the Week 18 recap show of the Bigs. As always, I'm your host, I'm your commissioner, I am Timmy Westside, and it is always my goddamn honor to be here with you all recapping the greatest league in the world. Back. Big spot. Shout out from Newfoundland and Labrador to the west coast of Vancouver Island, the red, white, and gold. You know what I'm talking about. Shout out to the boys. Big break. Worth it. Winners. It's what we do up here in the frozen tundra. It's not what my team does, but my country does. No spoilers. We'll get into it. Week 18, done. 2 weeks left. I said last pod, okay, it's a pod. Look at me. I said last show, all gas, no brakes, full steam ahead. It was the longest week in history. But I digress. From now on, there is no brake pedal. The sails are down. Are the sails up? Because the wind is pushing us forward. Aerodynamics, that's what I was thinking of. I'm rambling already. We got 2 weeks of regular season puck left. And then we throw out all the records. But this week, what happened? Marathon, as I said, longest week in Bigs history. There were 9 playing days. There was maybe a week with more playing days, but this one spread from February 3rd to February 23rd. As I said, well worth the wait and well worth the wait for a couple teams. The brothers. One for sure clinched. One 99.9% sure. We'll get into it. No spoilers. Big week for Canada. Big week for the Bigs. Big week for the brothers. And we will start. I know there's a 340 burger staring us in the face, but no, we will not start with that. We will start in the Bigs. We start with the big brother. Burt Macklin squad. Congratulations. 296.1 over the Rubber Puckies. 272.8. Your ticket. Jackie Chan punch to the face. That'd be a chop. Mike Tyson punch. But like old Mike Tyson, not current Mike Tyson that lost to Jake Paul. Like rip your heart out, bite your fucking ear off, kill your family. Kids show. That Mike Tyson. That Mike Tyson punched your chicket. He punched Rubber Puckies chicklets while punching your ticket. There we go, Timbo. We're high stepping to the big dance. There was a point where you were as blue as I've ever seen you. Down in the dumps, guys. I'm going to quit the league. It's just not for me. It's never been for me. Shut up. You're 7-11, open 24/7. No alarm bells needed. That Richter scale bullshit. No more Jake Quake talk ever because you have punched your ticket. You were the second highest point total in the league this week with 296.1 points, as I said. 7-11 record. Last 2 weeks for you does not matter. You can go 0-2. Won't matter because of the remaining matchups. Your head-to-head record with me. You did it. You're in. And you're pretty much locked into the 4th spot. Pretty much. Listen, as I said, I haven't said it, but I'll say it right now. You were down big early. But as I said last week, I said, guys, this is a marathon. This is a 20-day matchup. Don't blow your load in 2 seconds. You didn't. You left your best for last. You're down 30 points after 3 days. The last 6, you basically dominated with 2 days of 60 points or more. Not a big deal. Who did it for you? Jacob Chychrun, 21.8 points. 4 goals, 2 apples. Tom Wilson. We'll see a lot of Washington Capitals up there for one big reason, the great reason. Tom Wilson, 19.2 with 4 goals and 2 apples. And Jonathan Marchessault, 18.4 points, 3 goals, 4 apples. It's weird. I'm like looking down because this time I said, Timbo, you got a couple screens, you got a computer. Don't write down stuff. So no more notes. I wrote it on the computer like a big boy, not like a caveman. So it's here. I digress. 12 skaters with 10 points or more. As you can tell, no one blew it out of the water for you offensively. Like we had a 30 burger up there. We got a couple 28 burgers up there, a 29. Your top go-getter had 21 points. However, you did as a team, as a committee, 12 skaters with 10 points or more. Your goalies only had 36 points, but your players had 260. Your skaters had 260 points. That was the difference maker this week. Goalies, as I said Gustafsson, 16.9 points, a 2-0 record. Swayman, 11.6, 1-0, but that one was a shutty. And Bobbers, 7.6 points, 1.1 and 2 record on the week. Kick back, relax. Pretty much locked into 4th place. Sorry, I may have said 5th. Pretty much locked into 4th place, regardless of what happens these next 2 weeks. Can say the same thing about rubber puckies. Kiddo, rubber puckies, 272.8 points, 11-7 now on the season. I wrote stick taps. You done good. Rough end to your regular season. I know it's not done yet, but you're out of contention for a 1st. You're out of contention for a 4th. You could squeak into 2nd, but you're pretty much on autopilot for the next 2 weeks. Stick taps, kiddo. 11-7 is good enough to get you to the dance. You're a lock in 3rd, maybe 2nd. And this week, no one got robbed. The top 3 teams with the top 3 points won. No one got fugged. No one got robbed. The better teams won this week, and the weaker teams lost. As I mentioned, rubber puckies. You're in the dance. You're cruising. This could be potential round 1 rematch. Not playing your best puck right now. Maybe your guys know it. They know they got some time off. You drop 3 straight. Not great. It doesn't really matter though, because you're in the dance. As I said earlier, in 2 weeks from now, our records are wiped away clean. That's all that matters for your squad. Your top 3 this week, Vasilevsky was the top point getter in all of the league this week. 32.9 points, a 4-0 record. Is that good? Willie Nylander, 19.4 points, 3 goals and 3 apples. Jason Robertson. Jason Robertson. Is it Robinson? Robertson. God. 17.6 points, 4 goals, no apples. We'll get it going with the losers because goalies. Mackenzie Blackwood, 16.0 points, 2-2 record, and Aiden Hill, 8.3 points, 1-0 record. Not much else to be said for your team. So we've on next. That was the big brother. Now we get to the younger brother. His back may be broken, but it's because hold on, there's something here. His back is broken because he's carried his team. His team has carried him, so their back would be broken. Doesn't matter. You know why? Because 340.8 points beats up's not even the right word, embarrasses Timmy Westside 238 points. 102 point difference. Jesus. I just wrote lol. Statement. 102 point differential win. I said the last episode, I said, Bootsy, you basically one more win and you fucking punch your ticket. You not only punch your ticket, you clinch that bye. You're 99.9% of the way there. And your team heard that and they said, yeah, give me that win. Bang. It was over early, not even close early. Before the Hoop Nation's break, this thing was donezo. Yes, technically Sean can still catch you, but you need to go 0-2. Sean needs to go 2-0. And right now your point differential over Seaner is plus 70. So unless you literally don't play anyone for the next 2 weeks, you did it, kid. You're in the big one. Haven't won anything, haven't lost anything in 10 years. You're in prime position. You are in pole position. Everyone loves a comeback story. Everyone loves when David beats up on Goliath, and we'll get into this more come playoff time. But arguably the hardest one to win is when everyone expects you to win. Everyone is expecting you to get one more victory in the championship game. That might be harder than any comeback Cinderella story. Can you lay your nutsack on the table one more time when everyone expects you to win? I digress. We're getting into it. It's only week 18 recap. As I said, dominant. It was over. You had 2 days over 50 points, 2 days over 60 points. You won 7 out of our 9 days. It wasn't close. My team from day one was like, okay, done. I'll see you next week. Got a big one next week. We'll get into it. No spoilers. And check the book, Bootsy. You've got it. 340.8 points. I know it was an extended week, but that's probably our highest point total ever, I think. Back-to-back wins. You've gone 11-2 in your last 13. Championship game is what, 5 weeks from now? None of this matters if you can't win the big one. We'll see. Your top three: Draisaitl, 28.4 points, 6 goals, 3 apples. Brandon Hagel, Canadian hero Brandon Hagel, 28.2 points, 5 goals, 5 apples. Dylan Gunther, 27.6, 5 goals, 4 apples. Your skaters had 308 points. Oh, so like goalies were fine. They all went 1-1-1, but they didn't matter. Ottinger, 12.3 points, 1-1-1. Wolfie, 11.2 points, 1-1-1. Skinner, 8.5 points, 1-1-1. They didn't matter. 308 points from your skaters is ridiculous. To me, Westside, you should time this thing for the quickest breakdown of a team ever, because they didn't show up. 0, nothing. Loser. 5-13. Lowest total by far in the league. I lost by over 100. Nothing would have mattered. I could have had Wayne Gretzky out there. Didn't matter. This team was the comeback kid was on a mission from day one. They had 1 goal. They needed 1 win, and they got it in a big way, in a big spot. Against me. Loser. My top 3. Matty Duchene, not a loser. 29.4 points, 5 goals, 5 apples. Logan Thompson, get the bag. 2-0 record, 18.2 points. Mackenzie Weegar, 16.2 points. No goals, but 5 apples. Goalies are a problem. Goalies fail. I just wrote fail. Kochetkov, they're splitting starts. Hate it. 9.1 points, 1-2 record. And then, this is bad. Allen, 1.7 points, 0-1 dropped. Sorokin, 1.6 points, 0-3 points, 0-3 record. We got a big one coming next week. We'll get into it at the end of the show. We'll talk next week. And finally, that brings me to our last game of the week. The bearded Borland Backhanders, 292.4 points, takes care of business over the Breakfast Club, 252 points. Flannel. 12-6. Second place. As mentioned earlier, tiny hope that you can get the first overall. Tiny. Unless do you guys play each other week 20? You do. I don't know the head-to-heads. Shauna, if I mushed Chris this whole time, and I'm the king of jinx, I digress. I don't think it's going to be an issue. Unless it comes down to head-to-head, and then I don't know who wins that one. But anyways, check the game notes, Thimbo. Yikes. I may have mushed Chris. I don't think I did. I think he's got it locked in. Where was I? Borland Backhanders. 12-6 record. Currently in second place. It did get close at one point. A little peek behind the curtain for those who weren't there at Super Bowl, because apparently we're just not friends anymore. It's cool. 15 years of tradition. It's fine. It's fine. I'm over it. But at Super Bowl, Shauna, talking about mushes, he thought this thing was done. Sunday, Larry Bear beat you. We're like, buddy. A, insulted you didn't watch the video. B, we were like, buddy, what are you doing? We got a whole weekend slate coming up after the Four Nations. And he's like, I don't know. Fast forward to the first game, Saturday. Larry's two guys goes off. It's a tie game. And I'm texting Larry. I'm like, Sean's a fucking idiot. I'm cursing his name. Luckily, that's as close as it got, because after that, Shauna dominated. He ended up with 67.7 points on Saturday and 41.3 on Sunday. This thing on paper doesn't look close, and in the end, it wasn't. Mainly because of Alexander Ovechkin. 13 goals now away from beating Wayner's record. 26.5 points, 5 goals, 3 apples, hat trick. Dylan Strome, line mate, 23.2 points, 3 goals, 5 apples. Makes sense. And Jack Hughes, 22.4 points, 5 goals, 2 apples. His goalies, Joey Decord, 19.6 points, 2-1-1 record. Joseph Wall, Dustin Wall. Dustin Wolf, Joseph Wall. Bang! 15.1 points, a 2-1 record. And Connor Hellbuck, 8.2 points, 1-0 record. 1-0 in the league, but couldn't win the big one against Canada. At the end of the show, we're going to do some live checkage of head-to-head matchups, because that first round bye might not be as locked as I thought. And lastly, again and quickly, we will get to the Breakfast Club. You stink, like me. You're 5-11. I'm not even sure that you're watching right now. You got to write in the chat. Lasagna. Cheesy lasagna. If you are watching this, write in the chat, cheesy lasagna. If you don't write that, I know that you're not watching. Trust me, it sucks to do these when you lose. Sucks to watch them when you lose. I get it. Your top three. Cale Makar, 21.4 points, 3 goals, 3 apples. Clayton Keller, 20 points, 2 goals, and 5 apples. Austin Matthews, 19.2 points, 1 goal, 6 apples. Goalies, your only good guys, mine that I dropped into one. Shesterkin, 14.2, 2-1 record, and then off a cliff, dead. Linus Allmark, 2.7, 0 wins, 3 losses. Anderson, love the split starts, 0.2 points, 0-1 record, sick. Okay, that's week 18. Week 18 in the books. Let's get on to week 19. And let's check the head-to-head real fast. Comeback kid, head-to-head record, photo schedule. I'm doing this fast. I should have done this earlier. Listen, I've been off a while. Okay. Lost game 1 against Portland Backhanders. Won game 2 against Portland Backhanders. Won game 3 against Portland Backhanders. Okay. So even if it's a 2-2, even if you lose this week, I'm talking to Bootsy, even if you lose this week and you lose against them, you lose against Honor on week 20, you still have that 70 points for differential. Points for, yeah. You're good. You got 1 game left that matters. So that's that matchup. And we also got, we got the Bart Macklin squad taking on the Portland Backhanders. Probably not going to matter. Robert Puckies, they're locked in. Don't got to do anything against the comeback kid. Probably's got number 1 locked in. This is the big one. This is for all the shitty marbles. We both deserve to be in the bowl. But as fate would have it, we are both 5-13. The Breakfast Club takes on Timmy Westside this week. Timmy Westside has the head-to-head matchup 2-1. If Timmy Westside wins this week, done. Game. I punch my ticket. No matter what happens in week 20, I would have that head-to-head tiebreaker. If Lair wins, he's up 1 game with 1 to go. Timmy Westside controls his fate right now. Boys, 1 time. I need 1 win to get us through this fucking shitstorm of a regular season. And then all those fucking records are erased. 1 time, 1 win. I hold my destiny in my hands. If Laurent Pierre wins. Week 20, he does the same thing. All he's got to do is win. Doesn't matter if I win. Head to head, we're tied. Points so poor, we're basically, points for, I'm up by 100 points. Lair needs this. I can punch my ticket with a win. I can't believe I'm actually saying those words after the season that I've had. The same can be said for Laurent Pierre. Basically the only matchup that matters this week. See what happens. Boop.